Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve Codeforces problem used markers. Before we start looking into the problem details, its Java solution and some examples, I want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people who are preparing in their Java J2 interviews and coding interviews. You will find a lot of useful and helpful videos on my channel that can help you in your Java interview preparation and for your coding interview preparation. You will find more than 250 solved coding problems. Those were previously asked different coding interview questions by Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Yahoo, Apple, Amazon, and many other big tech companies. And those constitute very important coding questions varieties such as BFS, DFS, matrix problems, dynamic problems, dynamic programming problems, graph problems, binary search related coding interview questions, binary search tree related different coding questions, as well as linked list and string related questions. So this channel can definitely help you in your job interview preparation. So please subscribe to the channel. So let's go through this problem used markers. So basically what the problem statement says, if you read this, then there is a university and there are lecturers, and lecturers, when they use a marker, they will use one marker when they are giving the lecture, and they have certain acceptance ratio for the markers, right? For example, if the professor or lecturer has an acceptance ratio 1, then he will not use the marker if it is used once, right, or more than one, right? Then he will ask for a new marker. So we have to maximize the number of used markers, right? That is what the problem statement says. So quickly let's just go through this statement so you will have more idea. So what all they are saying is, see, each lecturer will use one marker to write something on a board during their lecture. Unfortunately, markers become worse the more you use them, and lecturers may decline using markers which become too bad in their opinion. So every lecture has certain acceptance factor, right? So for example, if you go here, let me just tell you like one example, right? So this is one lecturer 1 and lecturer 2. There are two lecturers, right? His acceptance ratio is, let's say, 2, and this lecturer to acceptance ratio is, let's say, 1, right? So if, let's say, there is one marker which is used, let's say 1, right, means it's used once, basically is used one times. So lecturer L2, when he is going to give lecture, he will ask for a new marker, basically new, right? Because he cannot accept anything which is used once or more than one, right? So this one is used once, so he will ask for a new marker. But if lecturer 1 is giving a lecture with this marker, he will be accepting it, right? His acceptance ratio is 2, which means that he will accept a marker which is used 2 or more than 2, basically, right? So this is not used more like 2 or more than 2, right? So he will use this marker, and the marker, uh, he will give lecturer with this marker, and its used factor will increase to 2, right? Because once it is used one more times, it will be increased to 2, basically, right? So this is what the problem statement says, and we have to maximize number of used markers, right? So we have to make the order of the lecturers in such a way that maximum lecturers will ask for new markers, basically, right? So that we will end up with maximum number of used markers. So that is what the problem says. So let's take one example. So from the example it will become clear to you. So let's take this first example, 41212. So this is the whiteboard. So we just took this first example. So this one is given to us, right? 1212, and I just wrote the index of the lecturers, right? So this is first lecturer, second lecturer, third lecturer, fourth lecturer, right? And then what we will do is we will first sort these lecturers, right? So I just sorted them by their acceptance value, basically, right, of the markers. So now 1122, this is acceptance value of the marker, and I told you what the acceptance value is, right? So this is, one is acceptance value of lecturer 2, 2 is acceptance value of lecturer 1, right? So that is the acceptance value that is given to us. So we have to find out the order, right? So how we will solve this problem, right? So let's Let me explain you how we can solve this problem. So first, when we are first we have a marker, right? And this first we have a marker, it is used 0 times, right? It is a new marker. So what we will do is we will give this new marker to the lecturer, which after sorting, which has the maximum acceptance ratio. So this one, right? This one lecturer, we will give this marker. So as you can see, this one is 4, right? This 2 is 4, mapped to 4 basically, right? So as you can see, 4 is the first lecturer we are giving this marker, right? So this lecturer will take this marker, he will give the lecture, and the marker will be used one time, right? After that, we want to maximize the number of used markers. So what it means is we want to give this marker to such a professor or lecturer that they should ask for a new marker, right? We have to maximize that they should always ask for new marker. So we have to maximize that factor basically. So now if we take this marker and if we go, what we will do is we will always find out now onwards we will find out a lecturer with least amount of acceptance factor, right? So this one is the least amount of acceptance factor, right? 1. So take he will get this marker, and this marker is already used once, right? So he will ask for a new marker basically. So we will give him a new marker, and its acceptance like he will use that, and he will give the lecture, so it will become 1, right? And we have done this, we have given marker with 1. So 1 is 1, this one, right? This is the mapping. So we have already given that to first lecturer, right? Now again, to maximize the factor, we wanted to give a marker to such a lecturer that he should ask for a new marker always, right? So we will try for that factor basically always. So now this marker is used 1 times. We will take this marker and give it to this lecturer now, right? His acceptance factor is 1, so he will not accept this marker, right? Because it is already used once. He will not accept it. If it is used 1 or more than 1, right? So he will ask for a new marker. So we will give him a new marker now, right? So as you can see, this one is mapped as here, right? 3. So it is third lecturer. So as you can see, 3 here, right? So this is our answer also getting prepared, right? This is our answer. So third, we will give this marker, he will give the lecture, marker got used once. Now we will take this marker, and now we don't have any choice but to give this marker to this person, right? This, because he is the only one left now. So we have to give him this marker. He will take this marker and he will give the lecture because his acceptance factor is 2 now, right? So we have in total, so this one is 2, right? At the end, as you can see, this 2 is mapped to this 2 basically, right? So it is second lecturer. So as you can see, in total we have used 3 markers basically, right? So this is the maximum number of markers they can use in this example, and this is the order of the lecturers we will output, right? 4 3 3 4 1 3 2. So let's go back here. So as you can see, 4 1 3 2 is the order that we will be outputting, right? Let's take one other example here, 4 2 3 1 3. So this is that example, 4 2 3 1 3, right? So I just wrote it here: first lecturer, second lecturer, third lecturer, fourth lecturer, right? First thing is we are going to sort this by their acceptance value of the marker, right? So 1 2 3 3, right? This is after sorting we will get this, right? This is sorting. So let's just wrote this sorted order here. So 1 2 3 3, right? 3 3 is the, so now we have one marker, right? We take the first marker. We always give this first marker to the maximum one, right? Maximum one lecturer. So this lecturer, and this order is fourth lecture, right? So we'll just put 4 here first, right? This is our answer we are going to prepare. So fourth we will give it. He will use the marker will be used once. He will give the lecture, right? We will take this used marker and give it to the least amount of acceptance value. So this person, this lecturer, right? So this lecturer 1 means third lecturer, right? So third, as you can see, third lecturer here, right? Third. So we'll give it to him. He will ask, he has a only 1 as acceptance ratio. Marker is already used once, so he will ask for a new marker. We will give him a new marker, right? He will use that marker once and he will give the lecture. Now we will take this new marker, and we will give it to the least amount of um, person who has least amount of threshold, right? So we'll take this marker and we are going to give it to um, now the person who has so for 3 we are done, right? So 2 is basically 3, right? So we will give this one this markup to 3, right? So 3 and then 1, right? So 3 means we will give it to this person, right? This markup, so that this markup will go from 1 to 2. Now the use factor will become 2, right? And why we are giving it to 3? Because if we give it to 2, because we want to maximize the number of used markups, right? So if we give it to 2, then we will not be maximizing the markup, right? We have to give it to 3, so that the third person will use it, markup will become 2. And now, so this is the third person, right? 2 means the 3 person with acceptance factor 3, right? So after that we will take this markup which is used 2 times and we will give it to this person, right? And this person has acceptance ratio 2, so it will ask for a new markup again. So we'll give him a new markup, he will take the lecture, and markup will go to 1. So here 4 3 2 1, right? You can see 4 3 2 1. So first for this 3, then uh, this 3 means 4 basically, as you can see, right? After that uh, the next one is 1, 1 is 3, right? 1 is 3. So let me just write down. So this 3, then next is 1, 1 is 3 means this one. After that again 3 we will give this one, and at the end we will give it to 2 basically, right? Because we wanted to maximize the number of markups, right? So so um, let's take one other example here. This is a bigger example which has 6 lecturers that I created. So they have 1 1 2 2 3 3. These are the acceptance factors. So even after sorting, it will still remain the same, right? This is still remain the same. It's already in sorted order. So what happens is, in this case we will first give it to this person, right? The markup, we get a new markup, we will give it to this person, right? So this is 6 basically, as you can see, this is 6, right? So 6 is the first one, so markup will become 1, right? So we should give this one markup to a person with the least amount of factor, right? If it is available, right? If it is available, so it is available, so we will give it to him, right? So 1, so he will take this, he will request for another markup, right? And this is 1, as we know, we see here. After that he will request for another markup, that markup will become 1 used, and again we will take this markup and give it to the this lecturer, right? This is 2, as you can see, 2, right? And we will always try to give it, so because we wanted to increase the requests of our new markup, right? Now again this markup is used once, his acceptance ratio is 1, again he will ask for a new markup, right? So this one again new markup will come. This markup we are going to give it to number 5 here, this person, right? And why we are giving it to number 5? Because this markup will be used once basically, right? Once he is taking the, once lecture is taken. So we cannot give it to 2, right? Because we want to maximize the number of used markups. So if we give it to 2, then 2 will be just using it, it will not give us the maximum factor. We only first we will try to see if there is anything smaller than this one, smaller or equal to this one, right? So this 2 is not equal to 1, right? Or equal, like it's not less than or equal to 1. So in that case we will go to the maximum factor. So maximum is this one, right? So we will give it to this one, right? So so he will get this markup, he will use it, so marker become used 2 times. Now again we will take this 2 and we will give it to the, now we will compare this with this 2 basically, right? Because now we have someone whose threshold is equal to this one, right? Less than or equal to this one, so we will give it to him. So as you can see, this 5 is done. Then we will go to 3. So this is 3, right? So he will take the lecture. So no, sorry, he will ask for a new markup, right? He will ask for a new markup because it is 2 2, right? So we'll give him new markup. He will take the lecture. It becomes 1. And now at this point we don't have much choice, right? We have only one professor left, so we have to give it this markup to him. He will just take this markup and give the lecture, and markup will be used 2 times basically, right? So that's why after 3 4 is there, right? So this is the maximum number of markups we can use basically, right? So let's just take this example first. Let's just look into the Java code with this example, right? This is the same example we just saw. So I just created one class here called as this is a Java bean, right? It is a marker pair class, and it is implementing comparable interface because we want to sort it, right? So it is value and index. So what it means is that this one is basically, this is the value and its index is also 1 basically, right? This is the value, its index is 2, right? Basically like that. So index will be starting with 0 basically, because we are doing 0 based in the programming, right? So 0 1 2 3 4 5, so these are the indexes, right? So this will be captured in by our markup pair class. And here we have implemented the compare to method. So first we will compare by using value, and after that we will use index. If values are same, then we will use index, right? And it will be in a ascending order, as you can see it like this, right? It's in ascending order of values basically, right? 1 1 2 2 3 3. So we will go through all these inputs that is given to us, right? This input A, and we will create pairs from that, right? Using this array and the index, right? Basically, as you can see here. So we created pairs of array of pairs, and we are sorting that pairs basically, right? So this is the example of sorted pairs, right? So we took this and we sorted it. In this case it's already sorted, but we are even if it is in any order, we will be sorting it first. So that's what we are done. After that I'll just create two variables, I is equal to 0 and j is equal to n minus 1, right? So front and back side of the array. And we created an array list of integer because we wanted to keep our this is the answer we are preparing, right? That we will return at the end. So marker used count is equal to 0 in the beginning. This is also another variable. So while I is less than equal to j, right? So I is 0, it's less than equal to end of the array, right? We will keep looping, and we will first check if marker used count, if it is greater than or equal to the current pair that we are looking, right? Then we will use it. Otherwise we will use the pair from the end, right? So that is what I showed you just now in this example, right? So let me again show you what we are doing once quickly, so it will be clear for you, because understanding this logic is very important to solve this problem. So what we did is, first we get a markup, and we first always give the first markup, we will give to the highest one, right? Highest acceptance. So this one, so 6, right? This is 6 basically, as you can see 3 is 6, right? So he will use the markup, he will give the lecture, markup become 1. After that we will check this one value, right? If we have any value in this array which is small, like which is smaller than or equal to 1, right? And with the after sorting, right, we will go from this end basically. So we find this value which is smaller than or equal to this value. So that's what we are doing here, right? So this is what we do. Markup count is greater than equal to this value. So that's what it means, right? So markup count 1 is basically greater than or equal to this value, right? Greater than or equal to this value. So if we find it, we will just say that it's asking for a new markup. We will put it into our answer, and we will make the marker used count is equal to 1, right? So he will ask for a new markup, right? Because now both are same. His acceptance is 1 and this markup is also 1. So he will ask for a new markup. He will ask for a new markup, and so this is what it is doing basically here, right? So asking for a new markup. and then we will be adding it the pair index into the answer, and we will set the markup used count is equal to 1. So now again he will use this markup, and he will, after using it becomes 1, right? Again we take this one, this is the count of the markup, right? And we will compare with the, if there is any lecturer with which has uh, like uh, less than or equal to this one value, right? So less than or equal to one value is this lecturer, so we find it, right? So we will take this guy. He will again ask for a new markup, right? And again after this markup he will give the lecture, it becomes 1, right? We take this one. Now we are trying to find out in this leftovers, is there anything which is less than or equal to 1? No, right? So no is the case which is captured here. So in this no case, we are going to take the last one and add it to the pair, right? Last one, and we will use the marker used count. So what we are doing is we are taking the last one in this case, which is this one now, right? This one is using this markup, so markup will be used 2 times now, right? So that's what we are doing, correct? This is what we are doing here, right? Answer. And why we are doing it? Because we want to maximize the use count, right? That's why if we give it to this person with 2, then it will not maximize the use count. We should give it to the person who has the maximum acceptance ratio, right? Because why? Because we so that next time we can use this 2 times use markup. So now we will give it to this person, right? If we give this 2 times use markup to this person, he will ask for a new markup now, right? So that our used count will increase basically, right? If we do vice versa, then our used count will not increase basically, right? That is why we are doing it basically. So this is the crucial part, right, to understand. So that's it. Then it will look through all the these lecturers with this logic, and it will keep counting, like it will keep adding into the order of the lecturers here in the answer, and we'll just print the answer here, right? So let's just execute this code. So here 6 1 2 5 3 4, right? So here 6 1 2 5 3 4, right? Because as you can see, for 6, then 1, then 2, right? Then 5 we went here, right? After the 2 we went to this 3, which became 5 5, right? Then 3 is this one, and then the remaining 4, right? So this is the order basically, right, as I'm explaining you here. So let's take another example that they have given us here. So let's take this example of 4 1 2 1 2. So let's just update our, so we just have that one other example we will first run, and then we will come to that example. So this is one example 4 2 3 1 3. So this one, right, 4 2 3 1 3, this is the example we are running now. So we are getting 4 3 2 1, right? 4 3 2 1. So as you can see, 4 3 2 1 is the correct answer. Now we will use the first example 1 2 1 2. So we'll just update this. This is 1 2 1 2, right? So let's just execute the first example they have given us. So in this case we are getting 4 1 3 2, right? So 4 1 3 2. So we are getting correct answer. So this is the way we can solve use markers problem. So this is kind of a maximization problem where we have to maximize number of used markers. So what we did is we always basically want to create order of the lecturers in such a way that maximum lecturers will ask for a new markup basically, right? So if the maximum lecturers ask for a new markup, in that case we can create or maximize the number of used markup, right? So that's how I already explained you with 2-3 different examples how it works, right? All the solution. So this is the way you can solve this problem. I'm going to give you this Java code in my GitHub account. You can check it out from there. You can take it out from there. You can run with different examples here, and some other examples you can also prepare. um, if you are new to my channel, on my channel you will find a dedicated Codeforces playlist where there are a lot of solved Codeforces problems solved and explained with examples and Java code. Also, there is another big playlist on my channel called as Leetcode and Leetcode solutions. It has a lot of solved Leetcode and Leetcode problems which are previously asked coding problems by Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many other big tech companies. Those are very important from coding interview perspective because they constitute important coding questions varieties such as BFS, DFS, matrix problems, graph problems, binary search tree problems, dynamic programming problems, as well as linked list and string related different coding questions. So you will get a vast varieties of problems, and you can get a hands-on experience on how to solve different coding problems in interviews. If you like this video, if you find it helpful, and if you like the way it's created with whiteboarding session, examples, and Java code, please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important for us because that is the way the videos can reach to more people who need help in solving coding problems. They can also watch these solved coding problems videos and understand how to approach different coding problems and what data structures and what Java APIs classes to be applied to solve different varieties of coding questions. The goal of the channel is to help as many people as possible in helping them in understanding how to solve different coding questions and how to answer Java questions, Java telephonic questions, in general their Java J2 interviews. So if you like this video, please give it a like. If you have any questions regarding the video, please put your questions below the description. Check out the GitHub codes. It has a lot of solved example codes in Java. And share this video with your friends and colleagues, and thanks for watching the video.